Wow, wow, wow. Good morning, Alex. Excuse the attire. I've literally just finished a hit step workout. So yes, it is true. I do actually practice what I preach and sweat a lot and burn in 450 calories. So I thought I'd get this video done and send it to you today. So you've got it either for tomorrow or Wednesday. So shoulders will be your next one. So I'm still dripping, sorry. Shoulders will be your next one. So going by last week, we started off with your core warm-up, which was the exercise ball crunches. You did it with a 5K plate. So remember your crunches. Again, you're laying on the exercise ball, you crunch in, but you had a 5K plate across your chest. Or you can use that plate, so when you sit up on the exercise ball, fully extend your arms. I personally think it'd be best if you fully extend your arms when you're at the top of that crunch, because then you breathe out and you'll really feel the benefits. So almost like when you're sitting up, laying down, weight up in front. Okay, try it both, never know. Now, to make this exercise a little bit more challenging, we did 16 reps, okay, and the RPE scale was 8. Okay, so forget reps. We're not gonna do it for a minute, because obviously the RPE was 8. So I want you to start with 40 seconds. Okay, you got to do, it says 5 sets of these. Don't do 5 sets. Okay, do between 3, maybe do 3 sets. Okay, because remember, if we're doing it for time, we don't want to be doing any more than 10 minutes, of course. Okay, let's do 3 sets. Week 3. Okay, you're still going to use the 5K plate, still going to be doing the sit-ups, but I want you to do set 1 for 40 seconds. Okay, if it's too hard, then set 2, reduce it to 30. On the other hand, if it's okay and you're on 7 to 8, up it to 45 seconds or to 50 seconds. Okay, what we're going to aim to do is hopefully get you up to a minute. Don't do a minute first hand. Okay, I want you to do 40 to assess it. So 40 seconds of exercise ball crunches with a plate. Again, if it's too intense, reduce it down to 35 or 30, or go back to 16 reps. I'll let you decide that, but start with 40 seconds and see how you get on from that. Okay, then you've got your exercise ball obliques. So remember, when you sit up, again, you go in a cross body. So you do your sit up first, then you twist. Okay, last week you did it with 2 1.25 plates. Again, stick to that, because you still had an RPE of 8. Do exactly the same with the last exercise. Start off with 40 seconds. Gauge the intensity. If it's too easy, up it to 45 or 50. If it's too hard, go down the other side. Okay, so we're going for time rather than reps. 3 sets of that as well. Then you got your Spider-Man plank. This is the one where you found this relatively simple last week. It's only a 5 to 6. So again, you're starting to get more core stability, which is fantastic. What I want you to do again is do this for time. So rather than doing 16 reps, you're doing 3 sets of 40 seconds. Again, if it's too easy, then go to 50 and then try and do it for a minute. You're going to do 3 sets of that, okay? Again, let me know how you get on, gauge it according to how you feel. Okay, then you finish off with the wood chop. Again, don't need to up the weight on this, because you found that the 12.5 kilograms was enough. Remember, the form is key. Stand out to the side and really feel those obliques tensing in. Time under tension, slow and controlled movement up, and it's a slow and controlled movement down. Okay, you really want to feel those obliques and those core muscles tightening up on every single rep. You did 32 reps. I want you to stick to 32 reps, because you did that last week. You did 16 on each side. So if you can do 32 reps, you can stick at 32 reps. Okay, what was so it's 8 to 9 on that as well. So keep it. Again, don't need to progress on that, because you're at a 9. Okay, there's no way of progressing on that exercise really, unless we up the weight, which unless you really want to go for it. I mean, if you found doing 16 on each side, up the weight then, go up to 15 kilograms and reduce it. Do half of that. Don't do 32 reps. Do 8 on each side or 10 on each side. So again, I'll leave it up to you. If you found that tough because you were doing 32 reps, I'm not surprised. Up the weight, because obviously, if you can, if the form goes, then obviously again gauge it. So you're at 12.5, up it to 15, reduce the reps. Okay, so do 8 to 10 reps on each side. Okay, not 16 each side. Jeez. Okay, and let me know how you get on. If you want to do the 12.5 and the 32 reps, by all means do it, because then you rep to failure, which is what you want. But remember how your core felt last week. You were pretty sore for a few days after that. So 3 sets of everything, not 5 for week 3. Okay, into the main exercise. Overhead shoulder press. Now remember your form on this one. Again, I'll put the tablet down. Remember your form for your overhead shoulder press. Again, you were going up, sorry, your weights were there, you were going up, down, and then the only thing that was coming in was your elbows, okay? Keep those weights rigid and stiff. So again, you go up, you go down, elbows the only thing that come in. Look at my wrists. My wrists haven't even moved, okay? The only thing that's bringing my hands together is my elbows, all right? So remember that. You did, on the 6 kilogram dumbbells, you did 14 reps. I want you to up that to 16 now. 16 or failure. Remember what I said. If you hit 16, then we need to either up the reps, up the weight. So get to 16. If you get to there comfortably, up the weight. If you don't get there comfortably and you fail, then good, okay? So you might only get 13, 14, maybe not even that, okay? So stick to 6 kilograms on the dumbbells. You can always up the weight on those because you've got the small weights there. If you get to 16 for 3 sets, then next week, obviously, we'll up it. So again, I'll leave that up to you, but you did 14 reps last week. I want you to get to 16 this week. Then you've got your bent over row. Again, with the dumbbells, 6 kilogram dumbbells, you did 12 reps. I want that up to 14 this week because the intensity was 7. So let's get to 14 reps. Again, you're going to be doing 4 sets of those as well as the 4 sets of the others. So you can gauge it. If you can get to 16, so again, 12, find it comfortable, get to 14, and then obviously 16. 16 is your target, good form. If you find that the last 2 or 3 reps are shocking, then obviously you haven't got to 16 with good form, okay? So I want week 3, I want you, so the overhead shoulder press, that one, I want you to get 16 reps, and on the dumbbell bent over row, I want you to get to 14 reps, and then obviously progress from there, okay? Rope face pull, the one you love, the one where you're standing and you're obviously retracting and getting the rear delts involved, core tight, you know that one. Last week, you did it for 20K added, 1.25 for 16 reps, I see. So you did 20K added, 1.25 for 60, I see. So you added, I get you. So start at 20K, okay, and then you added another 1.25 for 16 reps on the end of that. So you could do 22, you could get up to 22.5. So week 2, last week, you did 20K, then you added 1.25 for 16 reps, and you did 16, yes. And the intensity was 8. So if you can up the weight on that, that'd be fantastic. But again, just be mindful of your form. If the form goes, stick to the weight and really concentrate on the reps. So minimum starting weight for week 3 is 20. See how you get on. If you're hitting 16 comfortably, up the weight, okay? 1.25 is not a lot. So you can always up the weight, 1.25 or even 2.5. Just try and up it a little bit more so we've got some progression for this week, okay? Dumbbell upright row. Again, upright rows. It's up to you whether you want to use dumbbell or actually, having said that, you didn't use a dumbbell, you used a kettlebell last week. So it's a 12 kilogram kettlebell. Again, all the way up, all the way down with the kettlebell. You did 14 in set 1 and 16 in set 2 to 5. Don't forget you're going to do 5 sets of this. Intensity was 8. If you find that you can get to 16 reps quite easily, you haven't got a heavier kettlebell. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, haven't got a heavier kettlebell. So get rid of the kettlebell, use the 15K plate. Okay, so you're upping it by 3 kilograms. So if you quite easily get into 16, you did 16 reps for set 2 to 5 on the upright row. Okay, the intensity was 8. So again, if you're getting to 16, try the 15 plate. Put the kettlebell down. Okay, get a 15 kilogram plate and do it and see if you can do it. Okay, get to 12, 14, 16, whatever. Try it. Okay, I want you to try and get to failure on those. 5 sets of that as well. Here comes your tricep. 3 exercises without rest. Seated overhead press. So that's the one where you're just going up and down with the dumbbell. 16 reps, no rest. We didn't put an RPE scale on that, or we did right at the end. So 16 reps with no rest. It's not about progressive overload on this because it is a tricep, so you'll overload the muscles anyway. Okay, so stick with 6 kilograms on the dumbbells. If you want to go higher and add a little bit more weight on the dumbbells, if you're feeling strong, go for it. So 16 reps straight into laterals and frontal raises. You did that with a plate. You did it with a 2.5 kilogram plate. Again, 16 reps. And then you finish off with the plated upright row, which again, you did it for 10 kilograms with the plated upright row. If you're still feeling strong, get out the 12 kg kettlebell, or you can do a 15 kilogram plate. Again, I'll leave you to decide that. As long as you're doing some sort of overload in there somewhere, whether it's just in fact, overload it on the last exercise. Forget the first two, because otherwise you'll fatigue before you get to the end. So when you get to the plated upright row, I want you to either up the weight, which is going to be 12 kilograms, isn't it? So go up the weight, because you can't up the reps. So up the weight. I want the plated upright row to turn into a upright row with a kettlebell. So just to reiterate, 6 kilograms seated overhead press, 2.5k plate, lateral and frontal raise, and then I want a 12 kilogram plated upright row. No rest between each, okay? It's a tricep, so one after the other. Let me know how you get on. You got to an 8 or a 9 on that last week. You have a minute rest, and then you go into failure. So the last exercise, you really are going to have to really push yourself on that one. If you've got anything left, you can do a few tricep exercises. Again, you've got tricep dips, you've got bench dips, skull crushers, and tricep row pull downs. Again, it's up to you, but I'm not on there this week, so did we not do them last week? I don't think we did any triceps, did we? Not on the program, but it is on here. But we didn't do week 2 on this for some reason. Don't know why. So if you did do triceps last week, I haven't got it for some reason. Don't know why. Could you do triceps? So bench dips, skull crushers, and also tricep row pull down. If you haven't got time to do those tomorrow or Wednesday, we will do them on Thursday, because obviously we did biceps last week, didn't we? Okay. Hope that all makes sense. Any questions? Get in touch. You have to plan as well, so look at what you can do, but I want all the core exercises to be done by time. I want all the others to either be increased by weight or by reps, either by 1 or 2. But it's really important that now we're progressing in the weights and the reps, that you still maintain the form and you slow everything down, okay? It's not a race to get to the reps. You've got to slow it. Got to have time under tension. You've got to do full range of movement on every exercise. So if it means you have to change the angle or have a longer rest, okay? You're not in the gym to do it in the quickest time possible. You're in there to break your muscle fibers down and take your time, slow, controlled movements. Remember the eccentric and the concentric movements of every exercise. Eccentrics obviously downwards, earth, okay? Make sure you breathe out when you're exerting the force, if that makes sense. So if you're doing anything with an upright row, when the force is up, breathe out, breathe in on the easy bit. So every time you find something easy, breathe out, breathe in. Every time you're exerting the force, breathe out. Hope that makes sense. Okay, have a great day. Sorry about the attire, I'm disgusting. I'm gonna have a shower now, and I will catch you up soon. Cheers, Alex, bye.